I'm sat there and I'm thinking to myself, I've wasted my time with fucking Hemispheres and all these other albums with these long songs that don't go anywhere when I should have been listening to Grace Under Pressure. So we're two huge Rush fans. We've got tickets to see the band live as part of the 50-something tour next year. In this run-up, we're doing this series called Road to Rush, where we listen to every single Rush album, one per week, and we share our thoughts with you guys. This time, it was the turn of the band's 1984 studio album, Grace Under Pressure. Now I'm going to start this off by saying, where the heck has this album been all my life? It was so good, wasn't it? This was like the best one. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
And you know what? I knew you were going to sort of dig it and all that, but I didn't expect you to have such an explosive reaction.
Where's it been? Where's it been in all these 10 years that I've been enjoying prog rock? Why has this one been under the radar? Why don't people talk about this album next to Moving Pictures, next to 2112, Farewell to Kings? Where is the recognition for this masterpiece?
Absolutely true. I think, you know, I thought it's on par.
Yeah.
If not better, just because I probably haven't heard it as much as the other albums.
Yeah.
But yeah, good lord.
And like you say, ditching Terry Brown, did that mean that this producer guy was just like, more overdubs, more noises, more sounds? You know, you think it was one of those where it was like, I think with Terry Brown, he was kind of more chilled out and they'd do a bit and like, hey Terry, should we put some keyboards on? So it's like, no, let's just chill, let's just enjoy the vibes of the music. But then this other guy was like, it's the 80s, he replaced all the drums with MIDI. Some of the snares were so MIDI, so obnoxious, weren't they?
But I was carried away with the music enough for me to not regard that factor, you know.
So when Distant Early Warning kicked in to start off the album, they did this chord, bam, 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 and the drums were doing this offbeat hi-hat thing. I was like, have I put the Police on by accident? And it does that thing which I think all the greatest prog songs do, is that it has a bit of singing, and then it has a riff in the odd time signature, and then back to the singing.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the song structures we've borrowed many times, all the great prog bands have used, and it just worked,
and all those bits that they drop into they're all proper good hooks. Yeah. They're all excellent hooks where you want to listen to it for that bit again, like the do like the bit you're mentioning. Proper tick that bit. But the reggae sort of offbeat theme throughout pretty much the first half of the album. Yeah. And then we get to King Gloves, which is an absolute bang. It is my song of the album. Yeah. It's phenomenal, and I sort of don't know why. I think it's just because it's like a straightforward pop rock song, but then it's got all the weirdy bits in, and you're like, yo, and it sounds nice.
It was unbelievable. I think going in with no expectations was better, because I didn't expect anything. I was like, right, I really enjoyed Signals, that was fun. And then like, oh, wow, what the heck is this? What on earth is this? And there were so many songs that just jumped out at me straight away, like Red Sector A, that's got that repetitive synth all the way in the back. And it was like, any other drummer, I would have thought to myself, I wonder if they've sequenced any of this. But we both know that Neil Peart was good enough that he'll have just been that machine that he played with the click, and it was dead on. You know, he was that skilled.
Yeah, massive, isn't it? And I really would have this album on in the presence of non-Rush fans, or just because it would be so good, you know.
Surprisingly accessible.
Yeah,
surprisingly accessible. I mean, like I was listening.
Very tacky, but I know that people pick up on that. But the music takes that off, that edge off, you know.
And the vocals, they seemed a little less harsh than the previous albums. Yeah. You know, he was singing a bit lower, you know, he was enjoying singing like Sting for quite a bit, because Rush's favourite band obviously was the Police.
And he had more vocal hooks than I think like I always thought, we said the earlier albums, it's like he's sort of talking over the songs a bit. Yeah. With this, it's absolute part of it is an instrument, you know.
I think it's the sound of the vocals as well, the way they're mixed, the amount of reverb and delay, everything's just right on this album. Yeah. You know, I think perhaps with Terry Brown, like, he was maybe stuck in the 70s a little bit with how he produced the Rush albums. Whereas this producer they were with, he totally embraced the times and got with it.
This were getting Cyndi Lauperized.
Yeah.
You know, they were trying to fall into, I don't know, but they were falling into that category. Where it was the raw 70s rock thing, it was gone by that time. Yeah. And, you know.
And the guitars, they were heavy, but a different kind of heavy, weren't they? You know, they weren't the same heavy that Working Man is. You know, they were a different type of playing. And, you know, I don't think there's too much keyboard on the album. This was one of the only albums I've listened to in this series where I thought, this is the kind of music I want to make. You know, that was my first thought. This is the stuff I want to be doing. You know, I really enjoyed it. I'd like to say I had a freak out moment during is it Red Lenses? Is it or whatever that's called? When the first bit comes in, it's like I see red. I was like, whoa, Geddy Lee, chill out. You know,
get a bit split ends.
Yeah, it kind of freaked me out a bit. Did that? I was like, oh, is it a nod to that or anything like that?
No, it won't.
But it was really nice to be surprised. You know, it was really nice for the album to be in a direction I did not expect. Lifeson had some incredible solos on it.
He did.
Some incredible lead moments.
That very sort of wet 80s guitar sound as well, where it had a lot of wiggliness on.
Yeah.
Very moist.
It worked. Everything was just right, wasn't it? Everything was in its right place.
Like you say, I feel silly for not experienced this early, but I do believe things come at the right time. So like now, I'll probably listen to this album over and over again for the next few months, as you know.
It's like I'm sat there and I'm thinking to myself, I've wasted my time with fucking Hemispheres and all these other albums with these long songs that don't go anywhere when I should have been listening to Grace Under Pressure. I think I had the most fun with this album out of any album in this series so far.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like I had to listen. All the other albums, there has been an element of, fucking hell, I've got to listen to this album for the review.
Yeah.
That wasn't there with this one. As soon as I put it on, I was like, I'm genuinely just loving it. I'm just lost in it. I'm buzzing.
Yeah, that's it. And I sort of didn't really notice when tracks started and ended. But yeah, they were all pop songs.
And there were all these funny moments in there.
Drums were very much held back.
Yeah.
It was more. There were some bits where it were for the drums.
Yeah.
Whether he did what he does. But for a lot of the songs, it was just driving and doing a proper bing, you know. Keeping it steady for the pop factor.
Yeah.
Or doing really things that were really complicated yet look incredibly simple.
And it's like all done to a click, you know, all this, the consistent tempos, everything to a click, everything perfect, wasn't it? Pristine in terms of the production.
I still hate clicks, even though we've proven that I can do it, I still hate them.
What was your favourite song? Was you said
it was Kid Gloves. That was one where and I think I have a feeling it's probably, you know, maybe it's one of the most irrelevant. It's one that other people wouldn't pick potentially. But yeah, damn fine track.
I'm going for The Enemy Within. It was like madness on steroids with a bunch of 80s synths. And like you say, accessible. I was listening to it in the kitchen and my mum came in. She doesn't like Rush at all. Hates moving pictures, too heavy, too heavy. But this one, she was, when that rhythm was going on, that ska rhythm, she was clapping along to it and she was tapping along. And I was thinking, that's really clever, that a band's so heavy and, in objective terms, inaccessible for the common pop listener. You know, they're not a band that you could recommend to everybody. That they could do a song like that someone could just hear walking past it and go, oh, I like this. That's really clever. That's really sort of song craftsmanship, if you will. What are you giving Grace Under Pressure out of 10?
It's just a 10.
Yeah, same, yeah.
There were no I didn't like.
This album's got a mixed rep in the fandom.
And I'll say, I think, I can't remember. I remember there was talking about the turning point where everyone was like, oh no, you know, like when Dylan went electric sort of thing.
Yeah.
But was it that album? But 1984 was the year it all happened, you know what I mean? There were so many bangers in 1984.
And of course, we had Jump at the top of the charts. We had songs like that happening, didn't we? So it's the year of the cheesy synth song, and Europe's The Final Countdown's all happening at this sort of same time.
They wanted to be part of it, and if that's fair. It was still Rush. Like you can, when you listen to them enough and you enjoy music like we do, you absorb their characters.
Hashtag Grace Under Pressure is the best Rush album. But we're starting so we're seeing them in March next year, right? We'll get a petition going that they have to play the whole of Grace Under Pressure. They probably have rehearsing it just for us. I bet Alex Lifeson and Geddy would be buzzing if we met them. You know, they said, "Oh, what's your favourite Rush album?" And he said Grace Under Pressure, because everyone says Moving Pictures, everyone says 2112. They'd probably find that really refreshing. That we get it.
I would bum rushing the stage to go, hey,
electricity, Geddy Lee sees red.
Lee.
Lifeson. Lifeson. And then Dill will say, sing One We Know. And they start doing Grace Under Pressure.
Grace Under Pressure.
What did you think of Rush's Grace Under Pressure? Let us know in the comments below. Next week we've got the powerhouse that is Power Windows.
Oh well, we're ready for that. There's going to be a lot of 10s coming up. I'm giving all my 10s.
We've just entered the classic era. Oh, shots fired, controversial.
Fucking Moving Pictures of distant memory.
Yeah.